Richard Miller or Peter Dziuban didn't get up this morning and the minute first thing out of bed, hit the button and crank awareness up and get it started. You know, we didn't make being be. It is independent of us. And all you have to deal with forever, always, is your own presently conscious stuff. That's always there as you. It's not, and I say your own, I don't mean it in a personal sense because it's entirely impersonal, but I mean it as this presently conscious one. And if you sort of just say, okay, yeah, there's awareness, and you take inventory of what's going on here, what's present, what's real, you see there's awareness and there's thoughts, there appear to be sensations, there's sounds of a voice, there's visual sensations of a computer monitor and a screen. There are maybe physical sensations, bodily sensations. There are maybe emotions and numerous other things. And if you look at it closely, awareness itself is not any of those things. Those are things that we seem or appear to be aware of. They're things that the so-called mind seems to deal in, but they're not pure awareness itself. If you look at them in another way, you say, well, where is all the weight? Where is all the things like size and shape and weight? If you look at a computer monitor, it's rectangular. It has a certain kind of a dimension. And if you look at if you touch a table, it seems solid and hard. But where is the hardness? Where is the rectangular shape? It's always in the thing, in the form that you seem to be aware of, or the thing that the senses sense. Thoughts are forms too. Emotions are forms. But you come now to pure awareness itself. What is true of it? Because it is not any of those things. Awareness is not what it is aware of. It's awareness, pure awareness. And what is that? And you say, well, does awareness have a shape? How big is it? It doesn't have any shape. Does awareness weigh anything? How much does awareness weigh? Well, the weight, everything that you experience by way of weight, and I'm talking about whether physical weight, you pick up a heavy suitcase, or even emotional weight, is a thing related to the body, not pure awareness. Awareness has no weight. And right now, I mean, just, as awareness, feel how light that is. That lightness is you. That's the real you, which is not a personal you. And how big is it? How can you describe it in terms of size? You can't. It's completely without any kind of dimension. And actually, the truth is, from an interesting thing about that, from the point of view of awareness, which is without any shape or size or dimension, you realize that awareness, it doesn't have a surface. Just as now doesn't have a surface. And when you're identifying as that now, which you have to, because that's the one being conscious, there's nothing about you to which anything could cling. You have nothing that they could cling to you. It's better than Teflon.
So if it's got no surface, it's got no boundary either.
No, absolutely. That's right. There's only the boundless. And you are that. That is being you, is a better way to put it. And another thing, speaking of boundlessness, identifying as this awareness, this aware one, which has no boundary, even what appears to be the body and the room that the body appears to be in right now, whether you're calling that in Arizona or Chicago or Alabama or anywhere in Europe or Asia or wherever it might be, that is not, awareness is not contained by any of that. Awareness is really, I don't like to say all-inclusive, because that gets into, you can get into some mix-up there when you say that awareness includes all of this, what appears as time and space. Really, strictly speaking, from the point of view of the absolute, it does not. I mean, maybe we can get into that later, but my point right now is that identifying as awareness, awareness is the very stuff of all existence, because nothing can be said to exist separate from or apart from it. And without awareness, there's no, cognizance even of being or no life, nothing. It couldn't be said that anything exists. So right now, this, again, come back to this lightness and this softness of awareness. How soft? That's another great one. I ask myself that a lot lately. How soft is awareness? Not to Peter, not to what Peter thinks, but how soft is awareness's presence to awareness itself? You can't answer that in words.
I loved it when you said awareness has no weight. Feel how light that is, and my God, boom.
Yeah.
Right there,
As we go on, what we're going to get into is that lightness, that indescribable softness that's actually beyond soft and hard. It's even beyond softness. That is literally actually all that exists. And that's you, and you can't escape it. You could not escape it. Can you escape being right now? Can being, forget about a you, can being escape its own presence right now? Can the present not be present? And the present and awareness, by the way, are synonyms. They're exact synonyms. Because going back again to before, that this awareness, this pure consciousness, which has nothing existent in the whole universe. I don't care. You talk about, and you guys have probably talked about this before many times. I'll just say it again real quick. But there's nothing that you can mention, whether so-called on this planet or even in the deepest expanse of space, that exists outside of awareness. It may appear to be very distant from what we call a body, but it is not outside of awareness. And so nothing is outside of this you as this weightlessness, this softness. This is all that is. It's just so magnificent. It's indescribable. And now let's go take another step with this. See if, we at first, because I sure did, seemingly, but did awareness ever have this experience? No. But we, sometimes we struggle so much with, we think we're our thoughts, and we think that we're separate, we assume, and we have to get back to and make contact, and I've got to do a better job, and I got to meditate and all this stuff. And I've got to get at one with awareness. But if you turn it around and start from awareness, which, by the way, awareness itself is doing, and it's the only one being conscious in the first place, starting there, and awareness, of course, I keep repeating this, I'll stop pretty soon. Awareness doesn't have to start because it never stops. It's beyond time. So there's no start, stop ever. It's infallibly present. But
when you say turn it around, and start with awareness, it's like that's what non-duality is all about, right? Turn it around.
Yes.
But we've never said that. We think non-duality is a way of negating a lot of stuff, But you just said turn it around. I think that's beautiful.
And actually, from the standpoint of awareness, you say instantly, there's a clarity. Well, wait a minute. Does awareness itself have to turn anything around? No. Is there another being aware? No. Is there any possibility of a need to does awareness have to, I was just talking about getting at one with. Does awareness have to get at one with itself? How could it? It's already at itself. It's already present. Does the present have to get closer to being the present it's presently being?